What's up, y'all? It's Misty, and a few weeks ago, I teased that I was going to be joining a good friend of mine on a podcast, and guess what? I'm not flaking this time. Things are better in 2024. 2025 is going to be huge, as Donald Trump would say. Huge. It's going to be huge. So here's the thing. Some of you guys have known me all my life. Some of you guys maybe just for a few months. I come from the entertainment industry. That's what I went to college for, and I worked in PR for 12 years. 2012, I decided, hey, people kind of think I'm funny, and I jumped into stand-up for the first time. I've only done stand-up about 20 times in my life, but have finaled and gotten a lot of just good feedback from it. I didn't stick with it, though. Started in 2012, did it off and on, more off than on, and a lot of things I don't do because of fear. We fear we're either going to succeed or we're going to fail. We fear both those things, and that's something that we're even going to be talking about in this podcast is fear. So 2019, I kind of jumped back into it. That's when my husband at the time said I was doing my little comedy thing, like I wanted to be a astronaut or a ballerina, and that it was just something that was never going to happen for me. So guess what? I stopped again. And, I went through a lot of life changes in the past few years, and literally within the past 2 months, I'm feeling more like Misty, not even pre-marriage Misty, but better than pre-marriage Misty, because the fear is now motivating me to do things that maybe people think I can't do, or maybe things that I want to do so bad, but I'm so scared to accomplish. So that's no more. So here's the thing. I'm seeing a new therapist, Belinda Harlow. I'll mention her name probably a million times. She's been a godsend. God did send her to me. She's a Christian. All my providers are Christians. And I think that's something that's been very important to me and my healing. But more enough about that. I'm at a place now where I was like, okay, what am I going to do? How can I move forward and use this God-given talent? Because the God winks that come to you and the people that come to you and compliment you on, you made me laugh because of this, you made me relate to you because of this, or you made me tell a story or see a doctor because of something that you said. That is where God has stepped in, and that's where God wants to use me. So how dare me to waste that? Because I'm finally realizing that. I'm finally realizing that I am enough for that. So I was praying and praying about how do I move forward with this, and literally I'm probably going to tear up right now. A message comes into my Facebook Messenger, and literally at the right time, the perfect time. And I think I made a post that day that said, the best things happen to you. God is absolutely working the hardest for you when you cannot see his hands. When you think literally nothing is going to change, that you're not making any difference in anybody's life. God's hands are working so hard. So we're going to bring in now the friend that jumped into my inbox. Hey. Miss Haley Pace.
Yeah, so I was kind of at a point similar to Misty in that I was trying to figure out how to use my God-given talents to serve him. And I was getting ready one day, and just out of the blue, I thought, I need to ask Misty to be on this podcast that I'm currently developing.
So Haley and I, our lives always come back. It's like we're little boomerangs, and we just keep coming back as we get older. I'm not going to say age. That's really bad. As we get older. But our moms graduated together, Park City Bears. Go Bears. Haley and I met in the first grade at South Green, and we graduated high school together. She was top 5 of the class. And then we go on through life, and our grandfathers were roommates in the nursing home. And that was something, our families dealt with together. And then you've had a lot of trauma in your family. I've had a lot of trauma go on, just different times. We've always just kind of been there for each other, and now here we are.
Yeah, and I think we just need to use those experiences and our God-given talents to help others. And I had wanted to start a podcast for Christian women to be able, it's called Real, the unedited life of a Christian woman. And it is about Christian women being able to be authentic with one another. I feel like so many times in our lives, we look at other people, other Christian women, and we're afraid to be honest with people because is she going through the same thing that I am? There's no way that they could have experienced what I have. And you feel not enough and you feel inadequate when in reality, we're all human. So that morning, I was just brainstorming. And again, I think it was a God wink, like Misty said, that I just thought I need to message her. And I didn't hesitate. I just messaged her and I said, hey, I'm doing a podcast. I think you would be, you're hilarious. And I think we should do some of this together, and I think you definitely need to be included.
I believe the word was star power.
Yes.
I think that's what got me. I was like, oh, you've boosted the ego now. So, somebody asked me the other day, they're like, when are you going to do this podcast? I'm like, when I get my life together. They're like, honey, you don't need to get your life together. You just need to stick a microphone under your mouth. Because this is what it's about. It's not the polished. It's not, it's the authentic. And I think making people laugh definitely is a talent that I have, and making people relate when it ain't comfortable.
Absolutely.
And, I've thought about on the way over here, I'm like, do I need to have a cussing jar? Because, and this is, this is topics from a Christian standpoint. And contrary to my ex-husband's belief, I'm not the Antichrist. But I'm going to say things, but in the South, you don't swear at people. You cuss them. So,
yes. So that's kind of goes back to the podcast that I wanted to do was that, just being real with one another. Like, we're Christians. We're going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. And we ask questions. We're going to ask questions that not everybody's going to ask because we're afraid to ask. It goes back to fear. Yeah. And and some of her, she is not really broadcast the fact she has started the podcast. You have some episodes that I think we're going to go back and talk to. Of course, Haley is a nurse practitioner, so she has experience. She has a lot of weight loss clients. Your first episode was on GLP-1 medications. I know you had mentioned in that you don't have personal experience. I do. Right. Yeah. And I just actually fought the battle with insurance. So we're going to cover everything from healthcare to depression, to finances. Boy, the one you had on finances. Yeah. Oh, boy. I ever. That'll be like a 5-part episode. Oh, and more. There's know so much. Do you know that I bought a house, $180,000 house when I made $10 an hour? That was that time. Relate. They didn't even want to know what I made. I took all my documents in there. I was so prepared. And she's like, honey, put that away. So probably around 2008 or so. 05. 05. Right before that. 05. And thank goodness I got out from under it because I didn't end up with anyway, we're going to cover all this, and we're talkers. So y'all just get ready. We're excited. 2025 is going to be amazing. It is. And this is definitely not all. I'm going to be doing some stuff on my own. I may even get back into doing some, I don't know. And I'm not going to be told what I can't do. I'm just going to get out there and do what I can. It's a way to get started. And I already said if I become a millionaire, I'm like, I'm going to buy her a G-Wagon, right? I'm going to buy her a G-Wagon or pay off student loans or something. This girl has star power, and I'm not the only one that knows it. You all know it as well. I think we all do. I love you. I love you.